Okay, this lesson is over the distributive property. Okay, and we are going to use tiles to just kind of introduce ourselves to it, and then we won't use tiles anymore. Okay, this is slide 2. Okay, what we're doing here is we're showing you 5 groups of x minus 2. So we have 5 groups, and each of these 5 groups has an x, a green rectangle, and 2 negatives. Okay, so this is 5 groups of x minus 2 arranged in a great big rectangle. Okay, and that's what you could think of as 5 times x minus 2. Okay, remember in the 4th grade or 5th grade when you learned multiplication? Okay, multiplication was just groups. So 5 times x minus 2 could be thought of as 5 groups of x minus 2. And we're just arranging that in a great big rectangle. Okay, now to simplify this, we want to separate stuff. Okay, we want to separate. I have images on top of the original images. Just tracked the wrong one. Okay, so we're going to take those pieces on the original shape in the big rectangle, and we're going to split them all apart. So when I do that, putting my rectangles first, I'm bringing over my red squares. Okay, I'm just taking the big rectangle and breaking it all apart. Okay. Next one, I'll grab the sets of them so it doesn't take so long. Okay, so 5 groups of x minus 2, okay, or 5 times x minus 2. If I took that and broke it all apart, I would just have 5x and negative 10. Okay, get it? 5 x's and negative 10. So 5 times x minus 2 is simplified to 5x negative 10, or 5x minus 10. Okay, look at another one. This is slide 3. Okay, we want to look at 4 times x plus 3. Okay, that means 4 groups, and each of those 4 groups has an x and a positive 3. So I want to break this all apart. Okay, and to save a little time, I'm going to kind of grab a group, okay? That doesn't mess you up. So if I took these rectangles as a group, and I took these squares as a group and dragged them over, I'm still splitting apart that great big rectangle. Okay, so when I break apart that great big rectangle, which was 4 groups of x plus 3, I end up with 4x and positive 12. So I could say that 4 times x plus 3 is equal to 4x and then a positive 12. Or just think of it as 4x plus 12. Okay, that's the big idea. That's the distributive property. If you go to the next slide, this is the big idea. This is the shortcut. For the distributive property, the term outside the parentheses is simply multiplied to the terms inside the parentheses. Okay, and also just like before, treat subtraction signs in front of things as if they're negative signs. Okay, so the 2 problems we just did, we had 4 times x plus 3. Okay, so just take 4 times x is 4x, and take 4 times a positive 3, which is a positive 12. Okay, so we end up with 4x plus 12. Make sure you write that positive symbol, okay? Okay, the second problem we did, we have 5 times x minus 2. The shortcut is to take 5 times x, which is 5x, 5 times negative 2. Okay, think of that subtraction symbol as a negative, guys. So 5 times negative 2 is a negative 10. So we could say the answer is 5x minus 10. Okay, so once again, the big idea. Take the number out front of your parentheses and multiply it to both parts inside the parentheses. And the set of problems that are like this are on the next slide. So without tiles, you want to complete these. I'll get you started with a couple. 3 times x minus 4. Just take 3 times x, which is 3x, and then take 3 times negative 4. Remember, a positive times a negative is a negative. Okay, 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. Let's look at problem 7. Okay, let's look at problem 7, because sometimes you're going to have a negative number outside of your parentheses. Okay, problem 7. We want to simplify negative 8 times 5x minus 3. So we're going to take negative 8 times 5x first. Okay, negative 8 times 5. Okay, the signs are different. So it's negative 40. Okay, but that would be negative 40x. Okay, negative 8 times 5x is negative 40x. Okay, then you take negative 8 times negative 3. Okay, the signs are the same in that multiplication problem. Okay, remember, the signs are the same, it's a positive. If the signs are different, it's negative when you multiply. So a negative 8 times a negative 3 is a positive 24. So negative 8 times 5x minus 3 must equal negative 40x plus 24. Okay, so again, you're taking the number out front, you're multiplying it to both parts inside the parentheses. Okay, treat subtraction symbols as if they're negatives. Okay, and be sure to write a positive or a negative between the two pieces. Okay, let me know how you're doing on this and ask me if you have any questions.